Okay, let's jump into this deep dive. We're looking at Judges 9, specifically verses 22 to 28.
Right. And it's a really fascinating passage because it's not the typical Judges story.
No saving Israel from outsiders here. This is all internal. Israelites fighting Israelites.
Yeah.
A real case study in power gone wrong.
Exactly. And to really get it, you need to understand that difference, between a judge and a king back then.
Huge difference. Both led armies. Both judged disputes.
Military leaders, arbitrators, yes, but succession was the key.
Kingship meant dynasty, power passed down son to son.
Correct. Whereas judges, well, ideally their power wasn't hereditary. It was supposed to be temporary, charismatic. It pointed back to the idea that God was Israel's true king.
Like Abimelech's own father, Gideon. He famously refused kingship.
He did. He said, God should rule over you, maintain peace for 40 years based on that principle.
But, well, after Gideon died, things went sideways pretty fast, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. The people started chasing after Baals again, local gods, and Abimelech, Gideon's son, he definitely saw an opening there.
An opportunity in the chaos. And he had that connection.
Yes, his mother was from Shechem. That gave him leverage, a local angle. He went to the leaders of Shechem and basically said, look, is it better for you to have 70 bosses, all my brothers, or just one? Me.
A classic strongman pitch.
Yeah.
Less chaos, more control under one leader.
And they bought it. But then comes the really foundational act, the terrible part that sets everything else in motion.
You mean the consolidation of power?
Consolidation is, well, one word for it. He took the money they gave him, hired some, let's say, unsavory characters.
Thugs, basically.
Right. And he murdered 70 of his own half-brothers, all in a single stone. Just wiped them out.
Just horrific, a foundational crime. And only one escaped.
Only Jotham, the youngest, he got away and actually pronounced a curse on them all.
And off the back of that bloodshed, Abimelech gets his rule. The text says he ruled Israel for 3 years.
3 years. It's specific.
Why 3 years? Does that time frame often pop up when things are built on such shaky ground?
It often seems to be a kind of turning point, doesn't it? You can maybe hold things together through sheer force or manipulation for a while. But 3 years in, resentment starts to build. The Shechemites, who helped him. They're now serving a mass murderer. Alliances built on crime tend to, well, fray.
And the text describes that fraying very directly. It says God sent an evil spirit between Abimelech and Shechem.
Yeah, it's the Bible's way of saying the whole rotten structure started to collapse from within. It wasn't just bad luck. It was the inevitable consequence. The relationship soured.
And the reason given is explicit too, right?
Yeah.
Verse 24 lays it out.
Crystal clear. It was payback. The violence done to the 70 brothers had to come back onto Abimelech and onto the people of Shechem who bankrolled the murders. Innocent blood cries out, essentially. God doesn't just let that slide.
So the situation is unstable. Divine justice is stirring. What actually lights the fuse for open rebellion? Who's the catalyst?
A guy named Gaul, son of Ebed. He shows up in Shechem, sees the discontent simmering, and picks his moment perfectly.
At a harvest festival,
Yep.
in their temple.
Exactly. Maximum visibility, likely lots of wine flowing. He stands up and basically says, who is Abimelech? Why should we, the men of Shechem, serve him, the son of Gideon? He challenges his legitimacy head on.
And then he twists the knife, right? The ultimate insult.
Oh, absolutely. This is the kicker. Gaul doesn't just say, let's ditch Abimelech. He says, essentially, we should be serving the descendants of Hamor.
Hamor, the original pre-Israelite ruler of Shechem from way back in Genesis.
That's the one. So Gaul isn't just suggesting rebellion. He's suggesting they ditch their Israelite identity altogether and go back to their ancient, local, non-Israelite roots. It's a total rejection of Gideon's legacy and, implicitly, Israel's God.
Wow. So that really escalates things. And we know how it ends. For Abimelech, not long after this, his short, violent reign is over. Killed by a millstone dropped by a woman during a siege.
A rather ignominious end. The whole story serves as this stark warning, Power built purely on ambition, on bloodshed. It implodes. Retribution comes.
The foundation matters. If it's built on violence or betrayal, it's just not stable. It's guaranteed to fail.
And that applies broadly, doesn't it? Whether it's politics, business, even personal relationships, what are you building on? Because justice, or maybe just consequences, they have long memories, even if people try to forget the initial crime.
Right. Even when everyone involved seems to have moved on, the crack in the foundation remains. Which leaves us with a question for you listening. What actions, big or small, in your own life are you maybe counting on others or even yourself to just overlook? What foundations are you really relying on?